Pete, why do you have...
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The madman. The madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome, everyone. What's this about? Well, guess what? In 2023, I'm going to bring it, and I'm practicing for my solo streams. Don't worry, everyone. The panel streams are not going anywhere. The goal is, in 2023, if I can, when I can, I will do a solo stream and a panel stream during the day. Members mailbag. I'm debating on whether to do that on the solo stream or the panel stream. You guys let me know in the comment section after this or in the chat if you are members. There's no members here right now. I still appreciate you tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit those notifications and the bell because we're bringing movie talk to new heights in 2023. All right? There's a lot to talk about. And I mean, I want to do for the solo streams, I'd like to keep it at a nice hour. So if you have a pressing topic, there is a super chat option, no requirement, but it's there if you want to get a topic. And because I have a set number of topics, I'm not going solo DL. I'm doing both. And yes, I got your message about the Avatar spoiler panel. I would love to do that with you. First topic for this stream, and I've got some hot topics, and I'm also going to cover whether I'm becoming toxic myself by covering negativity in the studios, because there's a lot to say there, and there's a fine line, and it is subjective as well. And I like even my friends, some of my friends, I can't watch your DC content right now. I can't. That's what my pal Isaac told me. So I want to cover that. All right. So here is the first thing that I think we should cover. And remember, if you want more solo streams like this, along with the panels, let me know. I need your feedback. Because it does take up more effort to do both. I said, even though I have a great panel or great team on Team MME, and Brian helps me, and RJ and other people help me with my streams, I do set up the thumbnails, the topics, the video, and to do 2 streams a day along with doing the clip outs, that's a lot of work. So if you want that, you got to demand it with your thumb on that button and give me feedback. So first thing I want to cover is there's been a lot of negativity towards DC, but one thing that you could count on is the 4 nerds with Nicotina, Zeverfett, and I will provide a link in the description for this clip out. They are preparing to release Project Justice League this Christmas. And guess what? It's still for suicide prevention. And you know who likes this idea? Zack Snyder. You're not hearing a lot from him. He's busy doing Rebel Moon. He's releasing photos from Rebel Moon. But I've seen proof on Instagram that he likes this project. And he likes that this group of nerds, 4 of them, maybe more, there might be more than 4 nerds, are promoting suicide prevention. I personally have donated to the last round, the first release of Project Justice League, and this is the big finale, everyone. So you want to be there day one when it premieres, and if you can, it's a great way to donate during this holiday season if you have extra funds. If you don't, the other thing you could do is just support by giving a like, thumbs up, and sharing this on social media. Social media does not have to be negative if you use it for positive. Really. It's really what you make of it, just like everything else in life. Use social media for a positive thing this holiday season. Promote Project Justice League. I know I have. I love this project, and it gives us something that without the help and all the man hours put into this project, you never would get without a little bit of help from our friends, the 4 Nerds. Okay, did I do a good job selling this? Because I think it's a great thing to do, especially considering that certain things are over as far as we know at this time, but this is not yet. In 3 days, hashtag Project Justice League comes to the 4 Nerds Network YouTube channel. Donate to AFSP National and help save lives. Use this donation button in the link below and help us reach our goal of $5,000. Zack Snyder's Justice League. And look at this great art by all the artists involved in the project. And I know my pal Ryan Zeverfett is. There's voice actors. And something else to consider also with talking about AFSP is during this holiday season, it can be rough too. Reach out. Sometimes if you don't have the money, just reach out to someone. Reach out to a friend or family. Or take a moment for yourself if you're feeling down. And there are people you could contact. I'm not trying to give advice. I'm just saying sometimes it helps to talk to someone. Just keep that in mind. And I would appreciate you supporting my pals. All right. Now, let's get to the main topic of this stream. Which I forgot to do. Hold on a second. Give me just a moment here. Give me a moment. The 2023 slate for DC. And I know, okay, I know this is going to be a hot topic because I've heard the criticism from my friends that you shouldn't be entitled. You shouldn't be entitled to get a story to continue. You shouldn't be entitled for these huge multi-movie universes. But I will say this. That's what a lot bought into at the beginning of the DCEU. And that's what was advertised. So I also think there's a lot of people calling us, saying cope. Snyder fans are coping. Cavill fans are coping that it's no longer there. I think there's cope all to go around. And I really believe that people are delusional to think that this is just going to be fine and dandy for this 2023 slate. You've lost the consumer confidence. You know the meme where there's the empty theaters. When you constantly switch back and forth, and I'm going to cover this more in my other topic about how to cover negative movie news. How to cover negative movie news without being perceived as negative or toxic. How do you cover it? And should you just be happy with whatever you get? And I don't think that's the way to make entertainment better, personally, just to give you a glimpse of that other topic that's coming up. Now, what do you honestly think is going to happen with this 2023 slate? And this is why sticking point. I've been consistent on this part here, everyone, that if you're going to do a reboot, okay, but not when you have movies to promote for a whole year. 4 movies, right? Shazam 2, The Flash, Aquaman 2. What was the 4th one that's coming up? Oh no, Black Adam. There's 3 movies left. 3 movies left. I think that some of my friends are not really dealing with the real issues here. And this is unprecedented levels of disaster for this slate of movies. I do not see how it could succeed. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going full boycott, but I think I know where I'm going to go when Shazam 2 comes out. And I know my wife's going to be on board because she said she wanted to see this movie. So I'm bringing it up. Here's an article for everyone. All right. Sony Pictures shifts schedule for 2023 slate, including 65 and George Foreman biopic. Now, am I seeing 65 just to spite Warner Brothers just because I'm salty? No, I would see it anyway. But I probably will see it opening weekend just to bump. And I think you should too if you're unhappy. Because if you really don't want to spend your money on DC, because, and here's another thing that I have to clarify. It's not just because Cavill. It's because Warner Brothers has been doing this since the original Batman and Superman movies with Michael Keaton and Christopher Reeves. They always F it up in the long run. And I just can't do it. I can't open my wallet with this baggage in laying on me. I can't. So I believe that weekend I will be going to see 65, promote something else, put my money. I'm not just going to hold my money and not spend it or pirate the movie. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not saying I never will watch Shazam 2. I'm just not going to, opening weekend, I'm going to go take my wife to 65. And I think she'll be okay with that. I think she'll be fine with that. We'll go to dinner. And I'll put my money somewhere else that weekend. So it's going to go up right against Shazam 2. Let me get to William here. We're supposed to promote all these remaining films, not getting a good vibe from my survey audience so far. Maybe that will change with the trailer. The other thing that is... thank you, William, because he does promotion for these films. He puts up the promotional materials. Oh yeah, Blue Beetle, but that's being pushed, I think. Yeah. I think Blue Beetle has the most chance to not get phased by this nonsense. So they're supposed to promote all the things not getting good vibe. I think we're delusional to think that this doesn't have far reaches outside. Yes, there's idiots on Twitter. There always are. But I've talked to people outside of my fandom that watched Black Adam when it went to HBO Max. And a lot of things that you don't realize is sometimes a lot of these people are like watching this on HBO Max. They're like, oh, this was fun. Henry Cavill's back. They don't read Instagram posts and Facebook posts and Twitter posts from The Rock and Henry Cavill. They don't read entertainment news, the general public. And the general public is the one that's going to have be impacted the most by this regardless. They're not going to know what the hell's going on. I don't see how you do it. I don't see how you promote these people and convince them to go to the theaters. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Now, when I see a trailer, I'll try to get excited. I'll do a trailer reaction. And maybe the trailer is just so good that that's going to draw me to theater. DL says we are a vocal minority, Max. There's still a majority who don't like the DCEU. DL, there was a vocal minority that wanted to restore the Snyderverse, okay? But some people don't even know what the Snyderverse is. Wouldn't you love to be that person, DL? Not being on the internet. Some people don't even know what it is. And a lot of people just do not understand why Superman's not there anymore. At least not the Superman they knew. They don't understand. Mr. Brunswick, great question. I don't understand why people are upset with James starting in the universe. I mean, do you all really want James Gunn to finish Zack's story? No, I wanted the story to be finished. Might not necessarily Zack's, maybe Superman's story, or you know. I don't need that story finished. I need just the Justice League story. And there's some people that are just not gonna. This is gonna be very confusing to a lot of people that don't know what the hell's going on. And I reached outside of my movie talk community to talk to some people about Black Adam. And they're like, yeah, that was fun. They're Superman. You mean they think I got rid of Superman? What? They don't understand. They don't understand. So we are also in a bubble, and you just don't know. I'm not rooting. Now, keep in mind, I think my line where I say it moves from criticism to toxic is rooting against something. I'm not rooting against Shazam 2. I'm not rooting against these movies. I just don't see why I need to rush out. I don't see why I need to rush out. Okay. So that was the first topic. William also said, my survey group is 80% offline for the most part. They are aware enough to know there is an upheaval and confusion and no Superman. Okay. Yeah. Jeffrey Miller gives a $1.99 super sticker. I appreciate the support, Jeffrey Miller. So I want you guys to know too, and actually maybe I will put a poll up. Hold on. Oh, also, let me bring this up because Jeffrey Miller did a member milestone. And he says, thank you for the gifted sub. No problem, Jeffrey Miller. But I'm also going to make a poll. Tony says I've lost the plot. All right. What movie are you going to see? Shazam 2 or 65? Now you could vote in there. I'm just revealing my pick because I found out it was going to be the same weekend. But I'd like to know what you guys think. I really do. Mr. Brunswick, it goes beyond. It goes beyond Zack Snyder, the problems with DC. It really does. Hold on a second. And that leads to my next topic. Is this Zack Snyder's fault? Or is this Warner Brothers in a nutshell? And those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it? Max, I hear it all the time now. I hear it especially this week. Why are you focusing on the negative? Because if you don't cover the bad parts of history, you're doomed to repeat it. And I know that's more towards more important things that happen in this world and the history of this world. But if you don't cover how we got here, how we got to this disaster, and it is a disaster, I don't think it would be a disaster if you don't have movies coming up. Somehow, maybe The Flash just ties it all together. Maybe. I doubt it. But is this Zack's fault in the dark tone of DC? Or is this DC in a nutshell? And how I'm going to show that is I'm going to bring this up, but this is just one situation. Look at this. This is on Twitter. I think there was another one too. DZ movie post-credit scenes that lead to nothing. This is the most recent one, Black Adam. This is Justice League, and this is Green Lantern. So this really has nothing to do. Well, it has something to. I'm not going to say nothing. It's not all Zack Snyder's fault, regardless if you like Zack or not. This is what's been happening at Warner Brothers with their DC content forever. They always tease something they never follow through on, and they have no backbone to finish it. Let me see what else I tweeted out here. All right, here we go. More post-credit scenes that lead to nothing. There's no follow-through. Look at what happened to the original Batman movies with Michael Keaton. You got 2, and then you got Batman Forever and Batman and Robin that really are all over the place in tone, have no continuity. And then the same with the Superman films. The first 2 were the good ones. They can only get 2 movies out. They can only ever get 2 movies out, and then they want to restart things. It's consistent. There's a history here that has little to do with Zack. It's just the history of this is actually as far as Warner Brothers has ever gotten before with the storyline. The only time they completed was Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan's trilogy was the only time they completed somewhat of a story in an arc for a character. You know, that's the only time. So when people say give it a chance and have hope, I have none based on history, the history of Warner Brothers. And I think if you do your due diligence and say how entertainment could get better, and if you actually really care about DC, these properties, the Trinity, the Justice League, you won't just sit back and say, let's trust and hope that they follow through on this 10-year vision. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I'm not rooting against it, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it based on the history of Warner Brothers. They have no backbone. They tease things that don't happen. And how the fuck could they fuck it up anymore with having a faceless Superman for all these years, a shadowy cigar man, I didn't think it could get more effed up than it was. But yes, how do you F it up more? By announcing his return and then a month later saying he's done. The mustache, the faceless Superman from the neck down, the shadowy figure of Peacemaker, and then you announce his return and take it back a month later. And I don't want to hear all the excuses that, well, we didn't get James Gunn's point of view on this yet. It's consistent with Warner Brothers. And that's just the way it is. You know? That was the old regime. DL. It's the same saffron. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's the same old bullshit. Why do you think that in Entourage they had a storyline commenting on the Warner Brothers brass and the people that make the decisions there? Because this shit has been going on for too long. It's the same regime. It's the same bullshit over and over again. I'll believe it when I see it. Now, DL, I would like that to happen. I'd like there to be a difference, but Bianca says, I'm working, but heck yeah, Shazam too. But Gun's the difference. Okay, but they didn't have Gun. And, well, Tony, I'm trying to do solo streams in the day and panel streams at night. You know. What's Tony say? He said that Warner Brothers told him to do it. They let him be in the movie. You're acting like he did it on his own volition and no one approved him to be in the movie. I'm so sick of blaming the talent for this bullshit of how they've treated the character Superman. First, it's a mustache. Then it's Superman from the neck down. Then it's a shadowy version of Superman. It takes 5 years just to get him in. They announce his return, and then they make him sign a notice letter on social media. I am not accepting that this is the talent's fault when there's a history here of Warner Brothers failures. I'm not. That's your opinion, and that's fine. I'm just not accepting it based on the facts. They've fucked up the promotion of Superman for so long, and then they'll blame it on the talent. Ultimately, how Superman is talked about in media, that is at the feet of Warner Brothers. Their PR sucks. And I honestly believe that meme with the empty theater, this one here. Hold on, let me get to it. No, not this. Hold on. I have it saved here. I have it saved in my file here. All right, hold on. Now, DC fans in the internet, DC fans in theaters, it's because there's no confidence in the mistreatment of characters, horrible marketing disasters. Gunn's already done things, and I'm not rooting against him. It's a disaster out there right now. It's right. It's a disaster. Yes, everyone wants... Oh, Henry Cavill did it on it. No, they approved it. They approved it. I'm not accepting aiming, people of other channels, and they want to put the blame on The Rock. Having your talent not only not showing up, but having very sad letters to their fandoms from Patty Jenkins. Now, I'm not a fan of Patty Jenkins' recent work, but I love Wonder Woman 1, and I wish her the best, but I don't trust what she could do right now. Patty Jenkins' letter. Henry Cavill's letter. And now Black Adam's letter, all on social media. It seems like someone passed away when you read these notes. Are you honestly telling me that that's good PR? And that is done under Gunn's watch? Sorry. Things leaked out. Oh, that no one knows except me and Peter. They actually leaked out. And this is how they handled it. Now, your subjective opinion might be that might be a good way to announce you're leaving a franchise. I think it's a pathetic way. It's sad, and it's par for the course for Warner Brothers. And I will reiterate this. If you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. If you don't know the history of Warner Brothers and you don't call this shit out, you're going to get it every time. They're going to give it to you every time. Okay? So, I want Warner Brothers and DC to be better as well. There's a lot of pressure on Gunn, and I'm not rooting against him. I want him to succeed. It's just I'm not an experiment to show up after all that has been done. Okay. That's that topic. All right, what else did I have here? Let me see. What was the other topic I wanted to cover? How do you like this format? It's just me and you, everyone. All right. Last topic for the solo stream. Negativity in covering movies. What should I do? What should I do? Where does this come from? Right now, should I be quiet? And I try to. Should I be quiet about things if I'm honestly feeling a certain way, and with my personal history with movies and being a consumer? Should I stop talking about because it could be upsetting to people looking forward to it? Stop being negative? Yes. Cover the Miko instead? Oh, God. When there's something to cover, I will, Sweet and Tender Hooligan. I need a different opinion. This is the whole point of this solo stream, Murdoch J, is my own opinion. Should you stop covering it if you have no confidence? I would be lying. Talk about disingenuous. If I stop covering how I feel about DC, I would be lying to you. And I'm not going to do that. I've never done that, and I'm not going to start. Can I go overboard with the negativity? Potentially, yes, and I don't want to. And I want to cover positive stuff as well. I did. What are you talking about, Tony? I did all that research. I've been following DC. I've been to every single DC movie opening weekend. Green Lantern, Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, Justice League, Birds of Prey. I would have seen Shazam. I've seen them all. I'm very qualified. For this one, I don't think I need to do research. Even though I did, I know I know. Chubby Teddy says the problem is WB and other regimes have their sights at copying MCU. They are only going to be dollar store MCU if they keep going on the circle of sinning. The problem is that this is Hollywood in general. They don't have any confidence to activate on a slate unless they have someone like Kevin Feige. They get cold feet. And you know how I said put a ring on it? If you want the consumer to show up, you got to have confidence in your plan. They haven't conveyed that to their audience. Now, that is something that James Gunn, I'm hoping he can do. I'm hoping when he announces his slate, he's got a positive message in a way to sell you on his slate in that he knows what he's going to do. But so far, don't blame Black Adam fans for not showing up. It's because no one has confidence. And it is a joke. It is a joke. So, I can't stop talking about what's on my mind, even if it makes some people upset. But you know what it's going to do? If James Gunn hits it out of the park and it's the best DC content we've ever seen, and it's an amazing Superman trailer, I'll be the first to tell you. And if it gets this madman so excited that I go day one to the movie theater just because of an amazing trailer, I'm going to let you know. But right now, from what I've seen in the action on social media, now people people that like content that just owns the libs all the time, anti-SJWs. People are excited because James Gunn owns the scoopers and the social media personalities. But what has he done for general DC fans with this so far? So far, if I was going to give him a grade on since he took over, I would say there were no Black Adam fans. I would say a letter grade, a D. A D because he said things weren't leaking out. No one knows, but obviously people knew. And then fighting with fans. Not fans. I will correct that. Fighting with people on Twitter, trying to convince them of his plan instead of showing it. Now, the last few days, he's gone quiet. And I hope that silence continues until he releases his slate. And then I will give him a new grade, in my opinion. But so far, D. D. People might think that those messages from Patty Jenkins, Henry Cavill, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are a good thing. Not a month after you release the movie for Black Adam saying you're no longer continuing. And you don't even have to continue, but to have this coming out now is not a good look, and it's bad for marketing. Yeah, I want to give him the D. Does he want to taste it? I'm insane. Some of you, who I love still, Tim, I still love you. We have difference of opinion on that. That's why you could come here. Some of you are so on board the bubble of you can't stand Snyder Cut fans or Snyder Cut talk, and you're just sick of it. But as a whole, do you know, here's the proof. Here's the proof for you. I'm not going to play the clip, but this reached outside of our bubble and made national news. Good Morning America. James Gunn seemingly responds to disrespectful outcry over DC movie decisions. So this is not good. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, especially after the last time Superman made up, besides the Snyder Cut, the last time Superman got relevancy was the mustache Cavill. Laugh my ass off. Max thinks Gunn's writing this ship is a bad look, so ridiculous. He hasn't righted it yet, Tony. I said that can change once he announces his slate. So far, all that we've heard from him is I'm creating a Bible. There's a new slate of movies. And scoopers other people don't know what they're talking about. Scoopers and movie pundits. No one knows but Peter and I. And then stuff leaks out that proves other people kind of knew where he was going. And he said half of it's right, half of it's not. You announced that you're going with the younger Superman on Twitter, which is good for people covering the news, not great for Warner Brothers or DC. That's not great to have everything announced on Twitter. And then you have confusion about if Superman and Cavill are going to continue or Black Adam. And then you have long letters of not resignation, but of separation from Warner Bros. And DC on everyone's social media to their own fandoms. That's Patty Jenkins fans. Yes, I know there are some. There's a corner of them. That's Henry Cavill fans, and that's The Rock fans. That look like sob stories. It's like a funeral up in those messages. And no new slate announced yet. So there is definitely enough to comment on and give him a letter grade as of now. I hope that changes. I'm not rooting against them. All right. Read the article. It wasn't that. Oh, here's the other thing. This is the other reason that I said, James Gunn, please stop saying this stuff. Because this isn't just scooper sites. You have Deadline. Covering shoots down claims Gal Gadot was booted from DC Universe after Wonder Woman 3 axing. Now, if he actually uses Gal Gadot in the future, this is going to be good. If he's not going to use her anyway, why debate this? A lot of these social media posts, even if he has auto delete on his Twitter, are not going to age well. They're not going to age well. What article? I watched the video on Good Morning America. I watched it. They talked about toxic people. And that's not cool, but it's still not a good look. It's still not a good look. Thank you, Kira. Mad Max. Fake news again. Blinded Braille says, Max in chat, I just wanted to say I will watch all the DC movies and support Gunn's reboot. I love DC comics, canon or non-canon. And I support you. If you are excited about Gunn, I think you should. I watched the video ahead of time, Tony. I don't think it's good press right now. I think it's status quo for what's been happening with Warner Brothers all these years. Uncertainty, chaos, and mistreatment of Superman. That's not a good way to have your lead hero in your superhero universe to find out on Twitter and then have a meeting and then do a resignation letter on Twitter and Instagram. I'm sorry. Without announcing a new Superman, you really believe it's good to promote that you didn't go with this version of Superman without announcing the replacement? You're really justifying that, Tony. That's good press. We're not going with you. Well, who are you going to replace you with? We don't know yet. I didn't even write the script yet. Well, I've been working on it, but it's not done. We just know it's not you. And then having him find out on Twitter and then have to meet with you and do a damage control letter on Instagram. That's good press. That's good press. Answer the question. That's good press. This is where I say that you should also get outside the bubble. Warner Brothers and general audiences don't care what you think. You're the minority. Henry Cavill fans are not a minority. Don't underestimate how many people were upset with these decisions. Not everyone is on Twitter hashtagging fire gun. Some people may just say, actually, the majority of people that I'm going to speculate just might say, you know what? This is lame. And move on. There are people that just move on and don't care until you give them something to care about instead of hashtagging on Twitter. The way this has reached into the general news cycle, it's not a good look. If you and have another Superman ready, a slate ready, which he's preparing, but they'll have it leak. Now, you might blame the leakers, okay? It leaked out before they were ready. Okay, but this is not a good look. And how he's handled it has not been that great. That's all I'm saying now. Yes, Max, it's good press to hear. To be clear, and we're not going Henry Cavill didn't find out on Twitter. He said I'm going with the younger one, and then he let me see. Gunn is set to do Superman's. Max is trying to cling to Henry. Pathetic. That's your opinion. That's fine. That's fine. All right. That's all for this topic here. What else do I have? Did I have any other topics yet? Oh, yes, there was one more topic I wanted to quickly cover. It is okay. Tim Scholl says it is a good look. Everyone knows things are a mess for years now. Someone making decisions and cleaning house, taking control is good. I would like a more professional setting than Twitter, especially when major decisions are being made. We all found out on Twitter. That's actually it has been more than we've got in the past of communication. Or through a trade article or an interview might be really nice. There's a lot of social media influencers, maybe Grace Randolph. I know that might sound silly to you based on their history. Wouldn't that be great if he went to Grace after his slate is introduced to explain it to Grace? Hey, that would be good PR. That would be good PR, knowing that Grace handles interviews more than most. I really think after he announces his slate, he should go on a review circuit with some of these people that do interviews. Don't you think? Especially since he threw shade on Grace in the past. I'm promoting that. And you know what? Grace blocked me, but I think she would do a good interview. Well, it is to a point, but Nell Necron, if he was actually debunking things, but my issue is that he was saying, you don't know anything, and he's arguing with people that he doesn't hate Henry Cavill, but he not hire, and he's like, and then he'll spin it saying, I didn't fire Henry Cavill, but he didn't hire many anyway. He didn't hire him anyway, so we're playing semantics here. Okay, I didn't technically fire him, but everything I did made sure he wasn't going to be in the next part. Gunn is going to do interviews with, well, that would, if that would be great. That would be great if he does. All right. So here's the last topic I had, and we'll probably get to the hour mark here. South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone secure funding for deepfake visual effects studio. This makes me think about the future, how much of it is going to be deep fakes and digital de-aging and even actors that aren't even here anymore. I think this is a smart investment. I think especially the big companies like Disney are going to use digital files of actors and actresses, like it or not. So let's see what this article here says. Deepfake technology is already impressive as well as scary, but the technology will inevitably get better and more refined. You can scour YouTube for some amazing videos using the AI program for some funny videos and hypothetical casting visions. Well, Variety is now reporting that the creators of South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, are now set to open their own deepfake visual effects studio. According to the company, the tech will be used to accelerate Deep Voodoo's development of its leading deepfake technology, cost-effective visual effects services, and original synthetic media projects. And Stone added, we stumbled upon this amazing technology and ended up recruiting the best deepfake artists in the world. Ooh, wow. So, if this is accurate and they already have some of the best, this is going to be the new IOM. They're going to get lots of work. I predict that. We are psyched to share their brilliance with the Hollywood creative community. Their studio built a team of artists for a feature film they developed about Donald Trump in early 2020. They released a viral video titled Sassy Justice, which featured a deepfake Trump voiced by Peter Serafinowicz. I haven't seen this. Have you guys seen this? Their company hit a stall once the pandemic started. They would then shop their business out to the industry, including Kendrick Lamar's The Heart Part 5 music video released in May 2020. The comedic duo has been able to secure funding through the AI entertainment startup company Deep Voodoo. The funding was created by Connect Ventures, an investment partnership between CAA and venture capital firm New Enterprises. The company was previously founded entirely by Parkers themselves. However, this will be the first outside funding. All right, YouTuber. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but let me read this last part here. YouTuber Shamook, who had done their own deepfake videos, would try their hand in improving VFX for The Mandalorian with a scene featuring a young Luke Skywalker and would be given a position at Disney's visual effects department based on the strength of that video. The technology is looking to be an instrumental part of perfect de-aging for iconic roles. It's going to be exciting and maybe a little bit frightening. And then they show that Henry Cavill's Wolverine deepfake video. I believe they're going to get a lot of work. Is it going to get weird? Are you okay with deepfake technology? Did I say owl and not AI? I don't know. Really? I didn't even... Okay, Tim, thank you for sharing. I don't know about that per se. Thanks for sharing, Tim. Is this deep fake stuff getting too weird for you? Is it? What do you think? Is this going to be an industry standard? Is this where they're going to go? I feel like it's not going away. I personally have mixed feelings on it. I thought the Luke Skywalker. No, don't do that. That's why I wear a mask. That's why I wear a mask, so no one could deep fake me on corn. Yes, that's why I wear a mask. I don't want any Mad Max deep fake corn. But honestly, all this robotic stuff makes it feel like we're losing the soul of these characters and the nuance of a live performance in voice acting, just like they used Mark Hamill and they put it through a program to they put lines through a program to deliver the scripted lines in the Mandalorian. And you know what? It sounded like that. And everyone with thunderous applause. I know that's a meme from the prequel trilogy. Everyone loved it. But it felt a little empty to me. Whereas, for example, Sebastian Stan giving a performance of an actor and recasts can be amazing. It's a lot of risk, but it can be amazing. And I think that we would have been better served with a recast for Luke in a new way and that could have launched a whole live action series with Sebastian Stan as Luke. But now we may get a soulless, robot fed lines Luke Skywalker, and people might applaud that. Not against it, but I'm not for it. That's what I think. What's your thoughts there on the deep fake trend? I love, where I actually love it? I love it for comedy. I think for comedy, it's a lot of fun in quick YouTube shorts, but for emotional and acting, I think it leaves something to be desired. A deep fake background to Snyder Cut, please. Just in the background. I ain't a greedy man. Yeah. Yeah, but it's being cheered on. I ruined Senior Nerd's appetite. I'm eating right now, so you're entitled. Whiny man, baby, self-bitter, not ruin my appetite. All right, so we're approaching the hour mark. Any other thoughts or questions? Get them in right away. I will be doing a panel tonight. I was going to originally do a Super Retro Bros podcast tonight and explain what's going on for there, but I haven't done any research on video game topics yet, so I don't know. I do have a lot of plans for the new year. I want to get ready for that. And I hope you all have a safe holiday and spend time with your family. And do you have any goals for the new year? Cal says, as long as actors give consent for deep fake, I'm all in for it. Okay. All right, I understand. I just feel like I'm really on the recast T'Challa train. I'm sorry. Mantles can be cool to pass on a mantle to someone else, give someone else a chance. In some of these characters where they're anchored to past performances and actors or actresses, could really get some amazing treatments with some new talent and new opportunities and passed off like a mantle. I like it for flashback scenes, but I don't like to replace actors like Skywalker. I thought he looked great, that boy. Hey, Anthony Beltry, I got like 20 seconds before I end the stream. This is a solo stream. Please remember to leave your feedback in the comments section of how I've done on the topics. I'm going to do my best to find topics that are not about gun and DC for MME later. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.